All right, ladies and gentlemen, or let's say friends and enemies, Schizo the podcast, episode 31. All right, my name is Miguel, and I am the host, and I am joined tonight by Aeluin, my designated co-host. She's always here, and I love having her around. So, how are you doing, Aeluin?
I'm doing good. It's the
Uh,
weekend.
yeah, are you excited? Oh, it's gonna be Father's Day as well too.
Yeah, my dad's not here.
All right. Well, what are your plans? What are you gonna do for Father's Day if your dad's not around? Are you gonna go like
mm,
Skype conference with your mom and dad?
my mom is with me,
Ah, all right.
but my dad isn't. So he's in another place.
Okay.
Because he's still very wary about the whole COVID thing.
Ah, right.
Uh, so I don't know. I'll send him a text.
Yeah,
That's so lame.
that's the least you can do at
Happy
least.
Father's Day. I can't do anything. It's like, and he's not very techy because I told
uh,
him we could Skype, and he's like, just call me on Messenger. I'm like, okay,
well, if it's good enough for your dad, then I guess we don't have any problems with that.
yeah,
Anyway, it's a crazy week we've had, and I think the most crazy thing that happened is the Face app. Have you seen it? And I really
yeah,
wanted to talk about this because it's just I mean it was a thing like maybe 3 months ago or 5 months ago. People are
hmm,
posting a lot like the baby photos. It was coming out, right? So
yeah.
a lot of baby pictures were surfacing, and it's not real baby pictures. It's just people who are posting like maybe is that an edit? I've never tried FaceApp. Have you tried it?
I tried it, but I used my partner's photo. He
Okay,
looked so pretty, and I'm like, you're way out of my league if you're a girl.
all right.
And it's weird. I've tried it, but I read somewhere that like FaceApp
Hmm.
has an issue about privacy. Because they'll upload your photos on their servers. They
Uh,
might use it for third party. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So
yeah.
I uninstalled it. So, but
Okay.
it's weird because like my friends are all like my guy friends, especially. They're
Yeah.
all girls and they all look like their moms. And I'm like,
A
they
lot
won't
of
accept it.
a lot of my gay friends have been posting a lot of their of their photos as a girl, and it's crazy because it's so good, right?
Yeah.
It looks like real girls. I mean, it's not like I'm attracted to them. It's like I'm
Mhm.
scared for the future. I mean, if this is what it's gonna be like, apps or like like devices can now turn things into something that looks totally different from what reality is. So are we gonna be in a place where we're gonna be just
Catfishing.
yeah, it's super crazy. And how like what this friend of mine she's like an agent, and then a friend
Hmm.
of hers sent her a photo of like a girl, and she was like, "Oh, who is this? I want to get her as a model." And and he was like, "No, that's me. It's just in a face app."
Yeah.
So it's crazy how good it is, right? Like, aren't you like scared for the future? If this is what's gonna be like, I mean, good for the. It's fun. It's fun for now. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's pretty harmless at this point. Like if you post a photo of yourself as a girl on
Hmm.
Facebook, I haven't. I didn't try it. I don't want to try it. But it's fun right now. But like, what if
Yeah.
someone tried copying you, or like using your facial structure or your identity to like rob a bank or something like that, maybe in a what do you call this? In a webcam
Hmm.
or a security camera, maybe they can
Hmm.
change the face that's seen there. They can hack that one. The future is looking crazy.
Maybe. The thing is, this is not new. You know, you have this on what do you call this, on Snapchat. Remember, like whenever Snapchat was on its like
Mm,
the hypest,
yeah.
people were like, because you can like, especially with girls, it's effortless. Just snap on a Snapchat filter.
Mm,
You're gonna look like you spent 3 hours of hair and makeup because you look flawless. And you know, people are starting to share that on social media, which is
mm.
a little, what do you call this? A little,
Creepy.
it's not creepy. It's just, you know, like you don't know what you're really getting. You know, because a lot of people
Pretentious.
would be like, yeah, it's a little pretentious and it's a
Yeah.
little misleading, you know, especially
Oh
if you're
yeah,
you're
yeah.
on Tinder. Like I have a lot of friends that are like, she was so like hot on Tinder, and then
Mm,
I got victimized
mm.
on a fucking
Yeah.
filter, you
Tell
know?
me. Yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of people are like, I mean, it's been a problem for a while now. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, you cannot trust anything online, like on a photo. Instagram, a lot of people are editing their photos on Instagram. They have to look amazing on Instagram. So like when you see them in
Hmm.
person, you like, is this the
You're,
person
yeah. You
who I
feel
was
a
talking
little,
to? Yeah.
you'll feel a little let down and be like, I have expectations. But that's the thing, like we have those apps, and nowadays
Mm,
girls and guys even does makeup. And
mm,
makeup is a magic thing, you know, like
yeah.
and girls would be like, they're like 36% of the time we can look good like that. But
Yeah.
there are days that we just wipe it all off, and like guys, I don't know why guys are like freaked out, like, oh, that's wow. And I'm like, yep, contour, baby, contour.
Yeah, but like
You know?
a little bit of makeup is no harm. It's just like highlighting the
Yeah.
features of the face.
But
If
if
you're
it changes
beautiful,
your whole
like
thing.
not like not maybe not trying to make yourself beautiful, like, but just you are your own kind of beautiful, but you want to highlight a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of the things that you feel like you're beautiful, and then make yourself a little bit confident. But like there are some makeups that are super crazy. Like my
Mm-hmm.
ex would show me a photo of like Chinese people who are like they
Yeah.
show you the makeup, and then they'll show
Yeah.
you how they do it, like in a
Yeah,
in
the
a
video
time
thing, that
lapse.
was
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
And I
super
was like,
different.
what the heck?
Yeah,
And it's
and
like,
now
I
it's
want to have that skill to just like morph into someone else.
yeah,
You know, like what the heck? But you know, it's the whole thing. Like, are we gonna live in this society where there's like we rely on filters because of beauty standards? And the weird
yeah,
thing about FaceApp is that you're technically not catfishing because it's you, but it's different. It's misleading. It's very, I don't know. It's good for fun, but don't
mm,
use it for something else. No, don't use it
yeah,
to catfish people. Don't use it to for anything other than have a laugh. You know?
yeah. But I mean, since it's there, I mean, people are gonna be tempted to use it, especially if they get a lot more, like clicks or likes, or like they get more attention by doing that. Like what you said earlier, the Snapchat thing. The reason why it
Mm-hmm.
became so popular is because of the filters. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
some people will use it for like just face swap and all that, but other people will like use it to make themselves
Mm-hmm.
look prettier, or like more handsome, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of uh, like, especially now that we don't really see people, like we're on lockdown, so we don't see a lot of people in person anymore. So are we gonna live in this like bubble
Mm-hmm.
where all we see is just filtered, and like nothing is real
Mm-hmm.
anymore? So and this is the thing is, the standards are gonna keep getting higher because of how good the filters are doing. Like if I show my face, it's not gonna be as good as like most people who are using filters. So what's gonna happen is gonna be like, maybe I'm gonna be pressured to do. Oh, maybe I should do a filter as well,
Yeah,
because since like 90% of the people are looking good with all these filters, I have to
might as well,
yeah,
right?
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's not. I don't know. I can't speak against it because sometimes I use it.
mm,
Sometimes I just can't be bothered. And when because I'm in a long distance relationship, and sometimes
mm.
my partner would be like, "Hey, can you snap a photo of you?" And I'm like, I have no energy to put on makeup and to look flawless, so I'll just like put on a filter on Snapchat and be like, "There you go," and he's like, "Oh, you look so cute," and I'm like, "Yep, thank you, Snapchat." I can't.
So you're
I can't.
guilty
I
as
can't be bothered. Yeah, I can't be bothered I can't be bothered to do my brows or
mm,
to like smooth my face or whatever because I'm asleep
mm,
already and he wants a photo and I'm like, oh
yeah. I have no
yeah.
complaints with that, as long as it doesn't happen to me. If I am not deceived by it, I am all good. But if I get deceived by that, let's say for example, if a gay person will talk to me and then I'll be like, "Oh, she's pretty," but it turns out that it's a gay person. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be
No,
furious.
just,
But as
just
long as
don't
I am
catfish
not,
people.
yeah.
Because that's deceiving someone.
Oh, I actually wanted to, because you have a foreigner, a boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And you know how it is. Like foreigners, they can't tell which one is a gay person and which one is not. I wanted to,
Uh-huh.
I wanted to play this game where gay or girl to with your boyfriend. I'll show two pictures and then
Oh.
which like how many how
Yeah, we could do
how
that.
many correct answers can he get? Like
Oh, and you know what?
yeah.
Like we played before. Me
Ah.
and him, we played before because you know the saying "black don't crack,"
Oh, okay.
and black don't crack means black people
On
rarely
crack.
age. No, no, no.
Oh.
They're not on crack, but they don't grow old. Like they look
Okay. All
young
right.
still.
Okay.
And I'm like, but and he was telling me about it. It's like, do you know how old is Halle Berry? And I'm like, I don't know. She's probably like 30ish. He's like, no, she's 40. And I'm like, wow,
Okay.
okay. And he says, yeah, because black don't crack. And I'm like, well, Asians don't reason, so
Yeah,
we
it's the
don't
same with
grow
Chinese
old.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
it's like
and
the
then
same.
I showed him photos of like Marian Rivera, Ina
Mm.
Raimundo, and I was like, you guess how old they are. And
Uh,
he could not guess it. He told me that Marian Rivera is 24 years old. And I'm
yeah.
like, are you kidding me? No, she's not. She's like 30. She's on her like early or
But
like mid 30s.
but
And
we
he has
can't
a hard
really
time.
use celebrities because they're using
Mm.
science as well. It's not just the natural thing. Like say Martin
Hmm.
Rivera, he had some things done, and
Yeah.
so Halle Berry, maybe she had some things done, but like even I would guess even if she hadn't, she looks amazing. Up
Yeah,
to
but
up,
you can only do so much. If
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're 50, usually lines will start showing. My mom, when we were still living in Ireland, my mom would get comments like, "You look young for your age."
Ah,
Because I don't know, my mom has that genes that
mm.
she didn't pass on to me that she's just looking fresh.
Okay.
It's unfair.
All right.
And still like when I
Self-depreciation, huh? Yeah.
graduated when I was in college and I graduated and they were like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's my mom." And it's like my classmates and my professors would be like, "Your mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, she's my mom." It's like, you don't look alike. Like, well, gee, thanks, you know?
Okay.
She's like, gee, thank you. But yeah, I mean, like they don't. It's hard for I don't know. It's just
Mm.
maybe it's the genes and it's hard like Japanese
Yeah, a lot of
girls
it
you
is
don't know
is
if they're
genes and maybe
underage.
their race. Like, J Lo, right? So like
Yeah. Oh
the
my god.
what do you call their like Spanish, some like Mexican
Latinx.
Latina? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the Latinas, man. They look really good, like body wise, and then maybe looks wise, they don't really look young per se, but body, like how long can you stay those keep those things perky? It's amazing. I have especially the ass. Oh, J Lo's ass has been like ass and legs. It's been making money ever since I was a kid, and it's still the same thing up till now. So
Yeah.
yeah, and
Like
of course she does work
her.
out as well. She dances a lot. So her activities, her maybe her lifestyle as well, maybe her eating
Mhm.
habits contributed to that. But like even the normal ones are like above average compared to maybe Filipinos. We are we are not as like body wise. Maybe Filipinos are not as gifted compared to the Latinas and Latinos.
Yeah, I think because I don't know, Sofia Vergara
Mm,
and
mm, mm,
all the
mm.
Latinas just have that beautiful curves, and
Yeah,
I'm like, dang. And because I can appreciate women's body, and like
me too.
they're
Just sharing. Yeah.
as expect, yes, but but Asians, they are petite are usually petite,
Mm,
where we have smaller boobies, we have smaller asses, but we're petite.
yeah.
Usually that's how they are.
Yeah.
And if you're blessed that you have a good rack or a booty to match with it,
Mm,
good job.
yeah. Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
you
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 can.
are
You
one
can.
of the chosen
You
ones.
can send me a shout out in the podcast if you have one of those. I'm just kidding, but yeah, seriously, man, that's something.
I'm just kidding, but seriously, you can maybe
I'm
submit it
kidding, but like
sometime.
if you
No.
feel free to send me a shout out. All right. I wanted to talk about this, and this is gonna be the main one actually, and
Hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it, but let's just go ahead. Okay, like in basketball, right? Because I play
Hmm.
basketball and I watch a lot of NBA. And in basketball we compare a lot of stuff like players, we compare them, the athletes, and all
Hmm.
that. And then I've so NBA is coming back, and so I've thought of this. I've thought of maybe comparing the public figures of of the country, because the last episode, the one that we
Hmm.
did together, I was like very. I felt a certain way because of how
Hmm.
how things are going. The politicians, the public figures, because Ben Tulfo, we talked about Ben Tulfo last episode,
Uh,
and he's not really a politician, but like he's a public figure, and a lot of these people are just going crazy, and a lot of things that they're saying is doesn't even make any sense, and if you hear them, it's more like a disservice to the people,
hmm.
and not really helping anyone. So I've thought of doing something, which is to rank the worst of the worst when it comes to the public figures that we have here in the Philippines
Uh-huh.
for the semester. Just from because it's 2020 and it's
Hmm.
June now, turning July, so 6 months. So I guess we can rank which are the most unpopular people that are that are public figures. I have a
Uh-huh.
list. I made this poll on Instagram, on Facebook, on and also on Twitch, and
Hmm.
I'm not gonna front. There wasn't a lot of people who contributed, but it's enough to make like top five. So let's go with that. I'll give you the people's top five, and then you can give comments. I'll give my comments, and I'll also give my top
Okay.
five. And it will be good if you can give your top five. And by the way, I'll also say this because on Facebook, right? So I posted it.
Mhm.
Some people replied on the comment section, but some of them replied to me via Messenger. And they said it's because they don't want to be seen as hating on like a public figure, and
Mhm.
that made me think maybe the anti-terrorism bill is working. Now people are scared to speak up. They don't they don't want to be seen
Mhm.
as doing these activism or like terrorist act. But yeah, so that's on a different topic. But here we go. Let's go with the top five least liked or like worst public figures in the country for the first half of 2020. All right, number five. This is the people's, right. So number five,
Yeah.
we have the bold CNES. All right, any surprises there?
No, he's shit.
Yeah, this is because of the NCRPO scandal. I actually have him higher on the list, but I'll get to my list later. But yeah, so the bold sinus, I think, yeah. And I think the reason why he's this low is because it's not recent, I guess. So it's been like a couple of months. So it's not fresh on people's minds, and we're already out of the lockdown. So maybe that's why he fell on the list. So he's at the top five.
Mhm.
All right, let's move on. Top four. Number four is President Rodi Duterte. Any surprises there?
No,
I am actually
he's
surprised by
shittier than
this.
China.
Really? Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, we have a
Well,
yeah.
he did good. He did things good, but there are things I still can't get over. I feel like
Mhm.
if you're the president of a country, you should have a certain demeanor to you. You know, you
Mm.
should act. You should act with respectfully. But the way he talks, it
Mhm.
bothers me. And sometimes when he does the whole press con thing, sometimes he
Mhm.
just babbles out and he doesn't really get to the point. Like this whole interview has been going on for an hour. Still no answers. And when he said that, oh, we don't have money yet. Well, what happened to the money that
Mm.
we acquired or was it's our national debt. And he's saying
Uh-huh.
that it's all gone. We don't have any money, more money. We acquired so much debt, but we don't
Yeah.
have anything to show for it. And I was like, that frustrated me. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're a leader of the country, you should have thought it. And if there's DDS supporters here or whatnot,
Mhm.
just give me this. Like I don't understand it. I don't
Yeah, actually
understand that we
about
don't
that,
have
the
anything to show for.
I can actually like maybe the next episode I can show I also wanted to talk about it like the amount of money that we acquired, like the amount of money that we not acquired but yung inutang natin na
We
pera
indebted.
just
Yeah.
for the first quarter of 2020. Crazy amount, trillions. And then yet like we never felt anything about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I get you're right. I guess you're right. And when it comes to his speech, is I guess he's not prepared, especially those questions that he gets.
Yeah, and people and
So
I don't like it when
he just make things up.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, right? I hate
yeah.
it. And when people are like, "Oy, hindi pa
Mm.
kayo naawa kasi he's already a senior citizen and he's working hard and he looks really tired." Well, fuck that. He wanted to run. No one pointed a gun to his head and said, "You have to run for president." No one. It was his decision.
Mm.
You knew, before deciding that you want to run for presidency, you knew the responsibility that
Mm.
we there's a lot of people because I didn't vote for him,
Mm.
but I voted for
Mar.
um No, no, I did voted for Defensor Santiago
Oh,
because
okay. The
she's the
late.
most logical one. Yeah, the late Mira
Mm.
Defensor Santiago because she's so smart, you
Yeah,
know,
she is. Yeah.
and she's the only one that I saw. Because remember the whole senatorial hearing or whatnot? She's the only one I saw that's like spitting out,
Facts.
bars.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah, and
and
she's
she can
she's
silence a whole room.
unapologetic. She knows what's true,
Yeah.
like she knows what's real, and she might be hated for it, and but she says it anyway. So that's what I liked about. That's what I like about Senator Miriam Defensor, the
Hmm.
late,
Yeah.
and yeah,
But see, that's the thing. We all believe, like, even though she didn't win,
mm,
a part of me, when Rodrigo Duterte won, a part of me was like, okay, we're gonna see change because that's what he promised us.
yeah, yeah,
You're
because
gonna
he's
see
yeah,
change.
yeah,
There's gonna be a whole war on drugs, which he did.
mm,
Um,
yeah,
Questionable, but
yeah,
hey.
yeah. I
And
didn't like
and
the
then
war on drugs. I mean, it's uh it's nice that we're trying to get rid of like drugs because it's a cancer to any society.
yeah, but
But
there's
like the
it's very
way,
questionable.
yeah,
You
maybe the
know,
methods
people
are
died.
questionable. Yeah,
You know, and there's it's scary. And then after that, so after his war on drugs, he was talking about, I saw this on his past interviews way back like 2017
hmm,
or whatnot. He's like, oh, if I personally go to China and tell them to fuck off of our land because that's our land.
yeah,
But
but didn't happen.
nowadays, it didn't happen, and nowadays he's leaning towards, being at par with
A
China.
puppet, yeah, yeah,
And then like, what the heck is that all about?
yeah. I mean,
Like, you promised us change. You promised us, that we can rely on you
uh,
and that you'll take things into your own hands. And we did. It's
yeah.
it's
I mean,
part of this
maybe
that
the
is admit
way.
we had hope for him.
Yeah, the way he
You know,
sounded, the way he talks, he's like, okay, this is what I'll do. He sounds like FPJ in the movies, like one liners. This is what I'll do, and I'll do it. However, even if you like it or
fell
not.
short.
But then in the end, he doesn't. He didn't do it. Like I liked his demeanor at the beginning of the what do you call this, of
His
the
presidency.
lockdown, the yeah, during the pandemic, because yeah, we're talking about the first half of 2020. I liked his demeanor. I like that he acted quickly. We only had like 15 cases or like 20 plus cases in the beginning, and then he decided to do a lockdown. Whether you like it or not about the lockdown, but at least he made a quick decision. But like now we're just going, back and forth, and now we see all these money that's been taken from us. So now I'm trying to,
Mhm.
maybe I'm changing stance now. It's just he started strong, but like now I don't know,
He
maybe.
fell short. He did.
Yeah, I think this is it. So I think he started his presidency. Okay, my only concern is drugs, and then
Uh,
that's gonna be the banner of my presidency. I took away drugs, but it's more than just drugs. It's running a country, and running a country is much more diverse than just getting rid of drugs in a country. It's part of the problem. Maybe drugs is a part of the problem, but there's a lot more problems like corruption. We have to take away the corruption, which
uh-huh.
apparently it's like a cancer that's not going away. Right now, there's a lot of people who are benefiting from the demise of the Filipino people because they are corrupting the Filipino people. They're taking the money away from us. We have trillions in debt only just in 2020 from China, from any other country, from ADB. I'll post the figure
Yeah.
next episode. But yeah, we
We
have a
have
lot
so
of,
much
yeah,
debt.
we have so
And
much debt,
people don't understand it. Like, people's
but
like,
we never
well,
heard of it. Yeah,
it is. It is what it is. No. What do you mean is we're gonna pay that.
yeah,
The people of the Philippines is gonna pay that. What
yeah.
does that mean? We're gonna be indebted to that country, and that debt is not like, oh, it's no interest. There's gonna be interest on it. So just think about this. How long are we gonna pay that off?
Lifetime,
They probably would
three
like,
times the
they
lifetime
probably.
that we have.
I don't
Uh,
want my grandchildren to pay off the debt of 2020.
we're never gonna pay it off. I think the only way to get that debt paid off is to give our country to whoever we owe money from. So that's just how it's gonna be. Will we bounce back from this? I don't know. Let's see what happens. But yeah, so number four. That's I mean the way we talked about it, he should be number one. But yeah, so well, the people has spoken. President Rodi Duterte at number four. Now number three is Harry Roque. Yeah, the spokesperson. What do you say about that? I mean, I'm not surprised. Harry Roque is also someone who did a lot of like
He's an
especially
ass.
the on top of my mind. He made the announcement that there's gonna be like a mass testing done by the government, and and then he announced that he yeah, that it's gonna be the private sectors that's gonna do that. I did not honestly. He's not on my list because I think he's a spokesperson, so he does not like he, we're like killing the messenger, not the sender of the message.
Mhm.
So that's what I feel. So he's not on my list. But like, what say you?
If he's a messenger
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he's supposed to say, he should have backed it up with facts at least.
Mm.
That he should have done his own research, and that's the thing. That's the thing I hate about the administration. They don't admit that they're wrong. Why is it so hard for them to say we're sorry, or just
Yeah.
personally, I'm sorry, I conveyed the wrong message. I did not say, I was wrong when I said mass testing. I should have said this. Why is it so hard for them to apologize for that? Why is it so hard for them to admit that we did, even though we did the whole ECQ, we did it late,
Yeah.
or we did, or we imposed the travel ban
Yeah.
later than we were supposed to do. Why? And like, how come it's so hard for them to apologize for those things? They lost all my respect when all they gave was excuses. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is crap. Why am I listening to these people? It's nakakarindi. Like, really him again, and he's making this claims again, and I'm like, oh my god, why am I watching news? I could have watched Netflix or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just how it is, you know. I mean, it's not just the government. I think people nowadays are just like spewing out words without facts to back it up,
Mhm.
and the government is. I, I don't know how it is. Maybe okay, so maybe it's because the leaders are like that, so the followers are also like that. So us, the people, are also like that because our leaders are the same piece of shit. So maybe
Mhm.
that's one, or maybe it's just the society that we live in now. I mean, that's just how it is nowadays. So I don't know who's to blame there in terms of that, but like we can't give a pass for the government for just it's just I mean okay, it's valid what you said that they can't even apologize. So they have this like machismo in everything that they do now. Okay, if I do this, it's what it is. We don't have to apologize for that. If we're wrong, then let's just change what we're gonna do, and then disown the fact that we said something like that before. So
Yeah,
that's one
own
thing.
up to it.
Yeah.
That's one request that I'd like them to just own up to your bullshit.
Yeah.
Because really, like, the whole excuse train is tiring. You can only put up excuses, and then when they get mad, they get mad when you question them. Like, but how, why? Why are you getting mad? That reporters are questioning you. Reporters are questioning the credibility of the
Mm.
source where you got it from.
I think
Why
it's
are you mad?
because I think
Really?
because I think they think highly of themselves now. They think of reporters as just like, oh, you're just looking for, um, like clickbait material, or like something to like get people outraged, that they don't respect the media now. And another thing is, they just feel like they're king of the world. They don't have to talk to anyone. They don't have to explain to anyone what they're doing, because they're superior to everyone else. So yeah, that's a bad thing that's why a lot of
Mhm.
people are maybe into Vico Soto now, because he's not afraid to say if he made a mistake, and he's kind of down to earth, but he's still young, so maybe he becomes a piece of shit in like 10 years. But we're hopeful that well, maybe one of these days a good candidate comes around. I don't know who it's gonna be, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, that's number three, Harry Roque, and now it's let's go to number two. Number two is
Uh-huh.
and he's also in my list actually. Coco Pimentel is number two on people's list
Oh,
when it comes to the worst of the worst of the first half of 2020. How say you?
whenever people say his name, I feel like my blood pressure just goes up.
Yeah. How
I
do you feel
hate
it?
him with so much vigor. You know,
Okay.
he's. I don't know. People are saying, you should forgive and forget. Fuck that. I'm not forgiving. I'm not forgetting.
Mm.
I will not forget that he put his my cousin was working in Makati Medical Center.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
will
So it's a
not
little bit
forget.
personal for you then. All right.
Yeah, I will not forget
Mm.
that he put at risk people that's working there,
At risk.
frontliners, frontliners who risk their lives just to go to work and save people. I will not forget that. I will not forgive him for that. Fuck
Mm.
him. If I see him on the street walking, I don't know. I'm not gonna be responsible for my actions. So don't cross me, Coco Pimentel. I swear to God.
Yeah. If he died and then I'll spit on his grave, I'll laugh. But yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Coco
that's
Pimentel
okay.
is just like he's the epitome of entitlement here in the Philippines. Son of a
And he
politician
didn't
and became
say
a
a sincere
politician.
apology, right?
Yeah, he's just like I think he just made excuses.
He
He didn't even apologize.
yeah, it's like
Again, entitlement.
intindihin niyo naman ako, intindihin niyo naman ako. My wife is giving birth. Like, yeah, but you could have told them that you're a positive patient. So
Mm,
the doctors there will accommodate you and your wife without risking their lives.
mm.
You piece of shit.
Yeah, or like get better equipment since someone like he has a
Yeah,
COVID. Because if doctors don't know what's going on, then I mean, they're probably not. I mean, if you know what's happening, you can prepare for it better. But that's not what he did. He lied to the
he
Makati
lied
Med,
to
and then
them
yeah,
and he put people's life, not just the medical staff, he put other people's life there.
in
Do you
danger. Yeah.
know do you know how vulnerable pregnant women are, babies are? He was on a maternity ward.
Yeah.
He put so many people at risk, and he was like, I was just sitting there, yeah, and I wasn't coughing, and I wasn't doing anything. Yeah, but you were sweating. You don't know it, but you
Yeah,
sweat
and he's
without us
breathing.
knowing.
He's breathing.
You're
That's
breathing. You could have touched something. You're unaware. You touch your mouth and then you touch something because you don't really count the times you touch your face,
Yeah.
right? Because
Was he
it's
wearing a mask?
voluntary.
That's what I want to know. Was he
I don't give
wearing
a
the
shit.
mask? But
But
yeah,
what I
so
know is not he
crazy.
he put people at danger. I will never
Mm.
ever forget that. If he runs for another senatorial race,
Oh,
I
fuck
will
no.
go on and have an agenda to bring him down. I will personally make a campaign that do not
No.
forget that government did this.
Yeah, we should do
You
that.
know,
We should do that for like not just for Coco Pimentel, but for all those pieces of shit who tried to make money out of us during the pandemic, during this crisis. So let us not forget, ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget all those people, like those mayors those missing mayors that are up till now, we haven't found. Let's not forget
They're still
during the
missing.
on the ballot boxes during the election period. Do not forget that these people, these pieces of shit, people, they forgot about you, and so let's forget about them when it comes to the election. No matter what they spew, oh, okay, I'm gonna change the country for the better during the campaign. Fuck them. All right, that's number
Yeah,
two.
and people is
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So that's number
sorry.
two. Coco Pimentel. And number one. Do you have any guesses for number one?
Let's see. Bongo.
No. All
Cynthia
right.
Villar. I don't
Number
know.
one actually is Ben Tulva. But I guess this is recency bias because it's very recent that it
Yeah.
happened. The rape issue that he uttered, so it's still fresh on people's mind when I posted this. So people were like, saying, "Oh, Ben Tulfo, Ben Tulfo," but in terms of the no, like the well, I can't say it's a small issue, but in terms of the gravity of like the effect of it in the country, it's not as bad as those corrupt politicians. It's not as bad psychologically, and to women's psyche. It's
Mhm.
it made it's something. It put a dent, but in terms of like overall the Filipino country, the Philippines, maybe it's not so much. But yeah, it rightly so. He should be on the list, but I wouldn't say he's number one. Yeah, how say you?
He's crap. I probably put him before Coco Pimentel or before Rodrigo Duterte. What he
Ah, so
said
like
was
number
really
five.
crap.
All right. Yeah, yeah.
He, but it it woke people up.
Mm.
It made
Yeah, to the issue.
something
Yeah.
good. Yeah, same thing. Something good came from it. He was educated. I hope he is because
Mm.
I think I saw an article where his brother corrected or his brother insisted that women's clothing is not an invitation for
Yeah.
it's not a valid reason. So people stood up. Women gave their testimonies. Women
Mm.
stood up, and people, friends and family that had experiences like that, they all was
Mm.
rallying against him. So that's on him
Yeah.
because I don't know. He's not. He said foul things, but it's not as bad as letting the whole economy down
Yeah.
or
Mm.
the bias and hypocrisy of the other politicians and the other people on the list
Yeah.
because there's and the thing is with politicians, I don't know why, but it seems like the community
Quarantine.
praises
Okay.
politician. No,
Uh huh.
the community in general
Uh huh.
praises politician for doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? Like
Yeah. It's.
your mayor goes around or your mayor gives out relief goods as he should.
Yeah.
You know, the mayor is working despite the pandemic as he should.
Yeah.
That's not something to praise about because that's their job. That's
Uh.
the bare minimum. And then going out of your way, like let's say Vico Soto,
Mm-hmm.
he went out of his way. He talked to people to get funded, and even Isko Moreno,
Mm-hmm.
he asked people for what do you call this, for help and whatnot. That's going out of your way,
Yeah.
you know, because you still have money. You could rely on the government, the national government, but they didn't do that for their constituents. They ask people around,
Mm.
maybe you can donate something of us. That's going an extra mile to serve your constituents. But if your mayor only did relief goods and went around, checking people if they're okay, that's not something to be praised of because that's their job.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we talked
You know,
about this. It's like because the bar has been set so low. So if someone goes above it,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, okay, there you
we
go.
praise people for the bare minimum, and it's weird because we have a barangay captain, and she does things, and people are like, ay, ang galing naman, ganyan,
Yeah,
ganyan, and
yeah.
I'm
We're
like,
we're we're treating
that's
our
your job.
we're treating politicians like they're dogs. So like if a dog talked, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, the dog talked." It can do
Good
tricks.
job,
It can play dead. It can roll over.
yeah.
But
It's like
it's because it's a
it's
dog. The standard is so low that we're happy when something like that happens. So it's the same thing with the
yeah, and we
politicians.
shouldn't. We
Politicians
we
are
have
just
to have
like
that.
brooding, gluttonous, greedy motherfuckers. And some of those who did something, a small amount, were like, oh, he's pretty good. But in all
Yeah,
honesty, he's not really.
that's great. He did
Yeah.
this. She did this. He did that, and I'm like, as he should.
Yeah.
That's his whole career repertoire there. Like he's supposed to do that. I hope people
That's
know that
yeah, that's in his job
his job isn't
description.
just
Yeah.
his job isn't just to sit on the city hall and I don't know
Yeah.
sign papers,
Yeah.
right?
That's
That's
true.
not his job. His job is to serve people, to serve you because you voted for them. That's
Yeah.
why I have so much expectation for senators, and the reason because I have my own list.
Mm.
Like, and on my list, there's a lot, and my top my top five also includes some people on your top, on the people's top.
All right, let's
But
get
I had some.
let's have your list. All right, so I can like put it side by side. So to recap, the people's top five, or like people who voted. Uh, number five is Dibald Sinas, and then number four
Mhm.
is Rodi Duterte. Number three, Harry Roque. Number two, Coco Pimentel, and number one, your champion, Ben Tulfo. All right. And what's yours?
Um, I guess I'll go with mine is well number five is probably Sinus
Sinus.
or
All
Ben
right.
Fulco.
Okay.
And then four would be Sinus, and three would be Cynthia Villar. I can't stand that bitch. I really can't.
Cynthia Villar. All right. Okay. Well, why? What did you do?
She's so stupid. Like
Okay.
I don't understand her whole thinking. She
Mm,
first of all she shits on middle class people, and I have a lot of friends who are in the middle class.
mm-hmm,
Our family is in the middle class
mm-hmm.
sector. He
Yeah.
shits on them and be like, why are we giving, why are we including people on the middle class with the relief? The
Mm,
reason why we're in so much debt is because we are including the middle class. Well, news bitch, the middle class pays taxes.
yeah.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of us who pays taxes,
Yeah. That's
And
true.
then she said, like way back, she said, she said to researchers, bakit bang hilig yung mag-research?
Malamang researchers.
What the fuck is that? And then he says like, and he blamed the Department of Education or something,
All right.
that the reason why kids are stupid is because they're giving it milk or some. You
Yeah.
did hear yourself, ma'am. Whenever you talk,
Yeah.
do your brain function? Like why? How the heck are you there?
Yeah, when I totally forgot about her, but yeah, like when I read her like comments, it's like
She's shit.
she's probably like thinking quickly for a rebuttal, and then she came up short. She's like, her rebuttal doesn't even make sense, yeah. But yeah, so number three is Cynthia Villar. It's funny too. She's shitting on the middle class, and the houses that they sell, the Camellia, Palmera, their
Yeah,
main
she
their
sells
main
it to middle
customers,
class people.
middle class. So she's
And then
shitting on her target market.
yeah, and then you know what? When people are like, we don't know where we're gonna eat.
Mm.
because we don't have any more, any money because some of the people got laid off of work,
Yeah.
because there's no work coming in. And it's like, well, you should have instead of complaining, you could plant things.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am, but aren't you the one? Your corporation, aren't you guys the one who fucking turned paddy fields to subdivisions?
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it is.
You
Cheap.
freaking hypocrite! Die! I hate it. It's like
I love
whenever
Manny
there's a
though.
news
I
article
love
with him,
Manny Villardo.
I am
He
not. I
came
don't have a
from
problem with his.
nothing, and then he became a rich person,
Yeah,
millionaire, billionaire. I'm not gonna talk about how he got it, but like it's just it talked about a lot of the work ethic. Anyway, so number three, Cynthia, and then who's your number two?
Bongo.
Bongo. Okay, okay,
I
yeah,
hate him. I hate him as equally as Coco Pimentel. I really
okay.
do. Because I remember he was being asked by Franklin Delon for
Mm,
answers, for what's our action plan, and he told Franklin Delon, um, I'm not gonna quote it, but the gist of it is like, I'm not. I would like to remind you that I'm a senator. People, selected me here. I'm not a student that will answer your questions at a whim. And I'm like, what the fuck? No, you answer him right now because the people who elected you on that post needs answer.
mm.
You owe them that.
Yeah,
So
the better
where
answer
the
there will
fuck is
be
this? Okay.
yeah. The better answer will be like, okay, I need more research in that. Let me get back to you.
Yeah, like, let me
They're
get to
just
you.
like,
Yeah, see the thing, like, let me get back to you on that. I'm sorry, let me get back to you. But refusing to answer questions of what his action plan is or whatever it is that he was being asked, and
yeah,
having that angsty teenager grade answer like, I'm not your student. Why am I gonna answer you?
yeah,
Bitch! You're a public servant! The
yeah.
reason why you're there is to answer
Yeah,
the questions
I
because
wonder
that's the
why he
whole
wasn't
point.
voted in. I think he was just bad, consistently bad that
He
he
was
didn't
overlooked
stand
at.
out. Yeah, he
And
was.
have you noticed
Yeah.
that he launched the Balikbayan, Balik Probinsya thing
Okay.
program, and the provinces that didn't have COVID
Mm.
suddenly has cases of COVID.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when he launched that,
Yeah.
and no one talks about it. No one talks that. I think Bongo fucking screwed up on this because before, what he did was that the infected people are mostly in NCR. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
little specks here and there on different provinces. It was like in my province or in my parents' province in Sorsogon, they were zero,
Uh huh.
nits, nothing, And then now suddenly they have they're
More cases.
suspecting
Yeah.
people. They're suspecting, okay, it's this person, a person under investigation or monitoring or whatever
Yeah.
that is, because of this project. And
I
I
think.
understand a lot of people wants to go back to their provinces,
Yeah.
they have families there, but they should have taken more precaution. We
Yeah.
are
That.
under
Yeah.
GCQ.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I think the intention was good. Like, okay, because we need to, decongest Metro Manila, because we need like social distancing and all that, and if we're so congested it's hard to
Mhm.
do that. So maybe the intention was good, like, okay, let's have jobs also in the
But it was
provinces, so
premature.
that like that. But maybe the measures that they did in order to do that was not enough. So
Yeah, it fell
if you
short.
want to send people back to their provinces, maybe you should have tested them so that they don't go back to their provinces without sickness, so that they don't infect anyone. So you maintain all those provinces zero cases as it was before you sent back people. But yeah, so
Yeah, and
that's
that's the
also
thing. Like, sometimes it's hard because nowadays people don't want to go against them because they're gonna get scrutinized. Well, you
Mm,
can go against me. I don't really,
mm,
because I'm viewing this as a person who is used to do something.
yeah.
I wanna see people that doing their job.
Yeah, now it's
Don't give
showing.
us
Now it's showing
don't give
how
us crumbs.
incompetent our leaders are, and that's a good thing. It's starting to show that the corruption that that our political leaders are doing. It's showing how much they are incompetent when it comes to being a leader, so
Mhm.
someone who people look up to. So they're falling short in every step of the way, and I hope it shows on the ballot boxes next election. That's just all we can hope for at this point.
If they win again, if these people win again,
And then
there's something wrong.
there's something
There's
wrong with
something wrong
us. There's something wrong
because
with the
I can't.
voters.
And yeah, that's the whole thing. It's like,
Yeah.
how are they winning? Like,
Vote
and that's
buying.
the thing. Like, I
Yeah.
researched it. And like in like the early 1920s, 1910s, the politicians are qualified. They have political degrees. Some of them are lawyers. They know
Mm.
what they're talking. They weren't just elected because they were famous. Well, maybe because they had that ground that they
Mm.
convince a lot of people, but they have what it takes. They have qualifications. They were lawyers. They know the law.
Yeah.
They
But yeah,
know
some of
they
these
know
people are lawyers too, though. I think it's just the character of the person. But
no,
to your
but
point,
like,
it's
what
really
is
hard
your
to gauge the character
what?
of a person.
Yeah, but these I'm not saying you have to be well educated. Well, I am
Yeah.
saying that, like, you have to be well educated to take on a government post. Why are we electing people that are on jail that has a criminal record that is, like,
Ramon Revilla.
nowadays
Yeah.
nowadays,
Jingo
yeah,
Estrada.
nowadays, if you want to get a job, you have to get an NBI clearance.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because your
Oh yeah. Oh,
employer
that's
will
a good point.
not employ you if you have a criminal record.
Yeah.
Yet we 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 employ, because that's the whole thing. Their job is based on who votes them. We employ these mofos with
Yeah.
graft and corruption under their belt. They have libel cases. They have all those. Why are we still electing them? Why?
There's this politician who's in jail. Do you know that?
I know.
It's not the recent one, but it's like for the longest time. I forgot the name. Like
But isn't
maybe it's the
Trillanes in
Mangun
jail?
Datu. Trillianus is in jail. I'm not sure, but like
Isn't he still in jail?
I'm not
And
sure.
Delima
I
is
should
still in
check.
jail.
Dilima is in jail. Yes, yes. But yeah, so
Delima's in jail, and she's waiting to be tried. Or I think she was found guilty or whatever. She's in
mm,
jail. She has a criminal record.
mm.
Why don't we have that same standard? Like,
Revilla
if you want
was
to,
in house arrest before, so he was criminally charged. Jingoy
yeah,
is
there's
also yeah for
Jingoy is crap. Time and time again, these are the people that have
but
been
they
from
keep
a
going back.
family of,
They keep going
yeah.
back for some reason. I don't
We
know.
still we still
So Filipino
vote
people,
for them.
please stop bringing us.
Really.
Stop disappointing me. Let's vote the
And then,
right person this time.
yeah,
But
like,
maybe
this is an
it's
eye
okay.
opener.
Maybe it's because we don't have a better option. It's like all the selection are crap, so it's an election. We have to choose one, and since all the selection are crap, we can only vote crap. So yeah, uh,
Yeah, well,
maybe we need some
well,
other people to come in and run for office. Maybe.
yeah, we
All
need
right,
that
let's get to your number one. Who's your number one?
president.
Oh, Rodri Duterte is your number one.
Uh,
All right.
I don't know. Or maybe I can cut him some slack because he did some good things. I'm not gonna what do you call it? not gonna disregard what the good things he did. He put in ECQ, which is
All
the
right.
best thing that he could have done in that situation.
Uh
He
huh.
tried, so I'm
But
gonna give him that. Maybe he's not as bad. He can be tied with Bongo.
hmm.
Coco Pimentel's my number one. I changed it. I hate him. I really do. I really, really do. I
Okay.
hate him so much. If one of you, if someone's gonna listen to this, and you're a relative of Mr. Pimentel, tell him he can go suck a dick. I hate him.
All right. So yeah, your top five. That's your top five. So Debold
Yep.
Sinus, Ben Tulfo, Harry Roque. Oh no, not Harry Roque. Cynthia Villar,
It's
right? Cynthia Villar,
yeah.
Bongo, and who's the last one? Oh, Roddy Duterte. All right. My five though is Kim Chu, right? She's she's my number five. Yeah. So she's yeah, she's shit for me. And number four is Coco Pimentel, and then number three is Mocha Yuson. Yeah, I've not forgotten about you, Mocha. You are a piece of shit as well.
Oh, I
Uh,
forgot about her.
yeah, she keeps laughing on people. Like in this anti-terrorism act, she keeps telling, "Ah, yung mga terorista takot, mga what the heck, man?"
Mama,
But yeah, so yeah, and then number two is the bold sinus. I really hate what he did. Uh, some piece of shit move. And then number one is Ramon Revilla. this is not this is not a well thought out list. This has a little bit of personal vendetta. I really hate Ramon Revilla, so I put him as number one. And he tried to make money out of the digital content. So you know, as another person who's doing something from something in digital content, I hated that. So yeah, I'll put him as my number one. All right, so yeah, Kim Chiu, Coco Pimentel, Mocha Yuson, Devote Sinus, and Ramon Revilla. All right, so
Ramon
that's
Rebellion is just
yeah,
he's a joke at this point.
yeah. And to your point earlier, like he was in jail. Yeah, not in jail. He was in house arrest. So
He has
basically,
a case ongoing.
yeah. So
Graft
and
and corruption,
he's
nevertheless.
still talking like he's a leader of the country. So yeah, fuck him. And
The hypocrisy of
he
these
has a piece
people.
of shit son as well, Jolo Revilla. So yeah, you know this Jolo guy. He said like he has a speech during a basketball tournament. He's like, at lagi nating tatandaan, bola bago droga. Sabi niya ganun. You know,
What the heck is
and
that?
he's like, oh, my bad. Bola, hindi droga. Because you know he does drugs as well. So yeah, I know Jolo. You don't have to cover that up. I know you do drugs. It's okay.
Isn't he the one that I think my mom talked about him once. Isn't he the one that like accidentally shot himself or whatever?
Yeah, in
Or
the
maybe
foot.
that's a different one.
Yeah, yeah. He shot
He should
himself
have aimed higher.
in the head.
Maybe in the head or something.
Yeah. I can't talk. You know, a friend of mine ended up with him, so it's like,
Oh.
what? But yeah, I still hate the guy.
Well,
I'm not close to the person anyway, so it's just like yeah.
uh-huh.
But yeah,
Well,
so there we go. People that we hate. That's fun. It's nice to hate on these people, you know. And while it's still allowed, I love it. I hope we continue to do this. I hope we don't go to jail because of our opinions. You know,
uh,
ladies and
like
gentlemen,
for me,
this is not terrorism. This is not terrorism. This is
just
just
opinion.
yeah. This. We are making an analysis of what our politicians are doing. We should keep doing this. You know, not the news. You know, the news should still keep throwing out facts, not opinions. Show us what's going on, and then let us, normal Filipino citizens, to digest that and give our opinions based on what we've heard. Yeah. So there you go.
That's
Thank you very much, Aeluin, for joining this episode. I am happy that you took some time out of your meeting to join me. Don't worry, I'm not gonna tell your boss. I'm gonna keep it between us.
just shush people.
Yeah.
My meeting has been over for like 10 minutes.
All right. Cool. But yeah, that is it for us. I am Miguel and Eloin as well. You can again if you're watching on Twitch live, we're gonna be here again on Tuesday, and then to be posted tomorrow on YouTube. And yeah, thank you very much. That's episode 31 of Schizo the podcast. Good night.